Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam jumpa, salam sejahtera. Halo sahabat, apa kabar Anda? Semoga kita masih dalam keadaan baik. Senang sekali saya Ilham Dianta dari Radio Persada Blitar. Hari ini bisa kembali menemani Anda dalam Airlangga Forum, sebuah program talk show kerjasama antara Sekolah Pasca Sarjana UNER dengan Asosiasi Lembaga Penyiaran Publik Lokal Radio Jawa Timur. Dan seperti biasanya, bagi Anda yang ingin menyaksikan acara ini, silakan saja Anda bisa menyaksikan melalui beberapa kanal YouTube, yaitu Sekolah Pasca Sarjana UNER, bisa juga melalui Humas dan Informasi, Asosiasi LPPR Radio Jawa Timur, dan Arek TV. Acara ini juga kami siarkan secara serentak di beberapa radio lokal, yaitu Radio Persada Blitar, Suara Madiun, Suara Lamongan, RGR Tulung Agung, Praja Angkasa Trenggalek, Mahardika Bondowoso, dan Ersal Nganjuk. Sahabat Airlangga Forum, para akademisi dunia dari berbagai negara mengorbankan kembali semangat Bandung sebagai landasan untuk menata kembali kerjasama global di tengah krisis geopolitik saat ini. Dalam rangka memperingati 70 tahun Konferensi Asia Afrika tahun 1955. Tak terkecuali di Universitas Airlangga, semangat Konferensi Asia Afrika kini menemukan napas kebaharuan di kampus yang bermaskot Garuda Mukti tersebut. Semangat ini kembali digelorakan terutama jika dikaitkan dengan kondisi dunia saat ini yang serba multipolar dan penuh ketidakpastian, meningkatkan kerjasama ekonomi, memperkuat kemandirian dan solidaritas, serta membangun karakter kebangsaan. Sahabat Airlangga Forum, di edisi Airlangga Forum kali ini, kami akan mengajak Anda untuk menyadari betapa pentingnya mengapa semangat Konferensi Asia Afrika ini kembali dibangun dengan menyaksikan sebuah acara konsorsium internasional bertajuk 70th Anniversary Spirit of Bandung International Conference of Asia Afrika yang digelar di Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Airlangga. Sejumlah narasumber yang turut berkontribusi antara lain. Yang pertama ada Profesor Muhammad Amin Alamsyah, Insinyur MSI PhD, selaku Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik, Kemahasiswaan dan Alumni Universitas Airlangga. Kemudian Profesor Dr. Piltuti Kusbardiati, DFM PAK, selaku Guru Besar Antropologi, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik, Universitas Airlangga. Selanjutnya ada Profesor Ahmad Muzaki, MAG, Grad Dip C, MPhil, PhD, selaku Rektor Universitas Islam Negeri Sunan Ampel atau UNSA Surabaya. Kemudian Profesor Darwis Kudori, Université Le Havre, Normandie, France. Lalu Profesor Dr. Nisful Laila, SEMKOM, selaku Guru Besar Bidang Ilmu Keuangan Perbankan Islam, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Airlangga. Lalu ada Dr. Pinky Saptandari, EPDRAMA, dosen ilmu sosial, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik Universitas Airlangga. Dan yang terakhir ada Dr. Probo Darono Yakti, S.Subin, M.Hubin, selaku akademisi, peneliti, dan dosen hubungan internasional, FISIP, Universitas Airlangga, juga aktif sebagai Sekretaris Departemen Hubungan Internasional, FISIP, Universitas Airlangga. Baik sahabat Airlangga Forum, langsung saja mari kita saksikan bersama-sama Airlangga Forum edisi yang ke-249 pada hari ini yang merupakan memperingati Konferensi Asia Afrika yang ke-70 dengan topik membangun kembali semangat Konferensi Asia Afrika yang 99% penyampaiannya memakai bahasa Inggris. Selamat mengikuti.
Excellence, also for human dignity and global harmony. Let me also express my appreciation to distinguished keynote speakers and guests of honor who have joined today from diverse sectors, from diplomacy and government to academia and civil society. And your presence reminds us that the spirit of Bandung not as a memory in the past, but also a living framework for international solidarity in the 21st century. Before I conclude, allow me to extend my deepest gratitude to organizing committee of Airlangga and our partner institution. Your hard work, professionalism, and commitment have made this conference possible. With that hope in mind, and by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, On behalf of the Rector Universitas Airlangga, I declare International and Intertransdisciplinary Conference on the 70 years Spirit of Bandung Asia Africa Conference officially open. The discussion over the next 2 days rekindled the value of Bandung about solidarity, mutual respect, and cooperation toward a more peaceful and sustainable future. Thank you very much for your coming. Welcome to Surabaya and welcome to Universitas Airlangga. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selamat pagi, good morning everyone. Your Excellency, Rector of Universitas Airlangga diwakili Pak Amin, Prof. Amin, Director of the Graduate School, and a Vice Director of the Graduate School, and speakers and participants. First of all, I would like to thank the committee for giving me the opportunity to participate in this important event. The title of my presentation is Out of Africa, which explore humankind's journey towards establishing a greater sense of brotherhood on Earth. Yeah. Slide. Several years ago, the National Geographic Society launched a major initiative known as the Genographic Project. The project utilized genetic analysis of the Y chromosome to trace the history of human migration. Oral mucosal samples were collected from various regions, including Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. I think so. Yeah, still in Africa. The findings of this study reveal that all modern humans today are descended from a small group that lives in Africa. The first migration, as you see on the screen, the first migration of modern human out of Africa is believed to have occurred through the Horn of Africa in East Africa around 120,000 years ago. From there, these early humans continued their journey through the Arabian Peninsula, eventually reaching India and Indonesia, likely traveling along the coast. Another significant migration into Europe happened around 45,000 years ago, followed by a movement throughout Central Asia and eventually to the Americas approximately 20,000 years ago. Morphological evidence support that the idea that Africa is the origin of modern humans who then dispersed across the globe. This led to the development of the Out of Africa theory, which posits that the entire population of the world descended from ancestors in Africa. Slide. Slide, please. Paleoclimatologists attribute the out of Africa migration to change the Earth's climate, specifically the glacial and interglacial periods, which cause environmental degradation. As Europe and Siberia cooled, Africa experienced drought condition. One significant consequence of this was a reduction in food sources. In Indonesia, Mount Toba erupted around 70,000 years ago, and the eruption was so powerful that volcanic ash reached the stratosphere, resulting in a volcanic winter. This phenomenon blocked sunlight from reaching the earth, hindering plant growth and disrupting the food chain. This event is referred to as the bottleneck for African population, who subsequently migrated out of Africa in search of warmer climates and new food sources. Slide. Climate mapping provides valuable insight that can be compared to the study of human genetics. So we can see there Homo sapiens from Africa, and then outside to Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and in Europe. Slide. One of the key factors contributing to human variation is adaptation. As humans wander across the globe and encounter various environmental conditions, the mixing of different populations led to diverse traits. From a biological standpoint, this means we are all closely related. In tropical regions, people develop more melanin to protect themselves from the high levels of UV light they receive. In contrast, in colder regions, humans have evolved different adaptations such as shorter, stockier body types to conserve heat. A prime example of this is the Inuit, who have physical characteristics suited to their environment. Slide. Around the beginning of AD era, there was a return visit from Southeast Asia to Africa known as Austronesia migration. Research indicates that the people of Kalimantan, Maanyan, once explored Africa, particularly Madagascar. Additionally, studies show that many food crops have similarity with Asian crops such as bananas, tubers, and rice. These crops are found not only in Madagascar, but also in the Comoros and along the coast of East Africa. This evidence demonstrates that Africa and Southeast Asia share a close genetic and cultural relationship. The increasing openness of living spaces, such as those created by melting ice, has made many areas accessible. Warmer temperature allow people to continue moving and interacting with one another. This fosters a sense of unity, promoting equality and eliminating discrimination. As I conclude my presentation, let's strengthen our sense of brotherhood for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Tutik, for the presentation.
Now we continue our Stadium Journal session with our second esteemed speaker, a distinguished academic leader from the city of Surabaya itself, who will address the role of education based on tradition value to enhance capabilities as responding to global situation change of economic, social, and environment.
Please welcome Professor Ahmad Muzaki, MAG, Grad Dip SEA, MPhil, PhD, Director of Sunan Ampel State Islamic University, and is also the Deputy Secretary General of the Executive Board of Nahdlatul Ulama.
Your Excellency, Vice Rector, Professor Amin, and all my colleagues, distinguished speakers, and audience. Prof. Toto invited us to refer back to 1,000 years ago. And please allow me to highlight the spirit of Bandung Konferensi Internasional Asia Afrika, and then I would like to highlight some key points of the spirit, and then I ask you to take up the spirit to see how it happens in the local context of Indonesia by looking at more closely the tradition of pesantren in Indonesia. Probably you've been aware. I would like to highlight the key points of the spirit of Bandung. 3 key points there. Nanti sampai ngikuti saya ya. Tanpa harus saya bilang next slide. Okay, next slide please. Next slide, please. See 3 key points within the spirit of Bandung. Joint study for against imperialism and colonialism, and the second one is building new world order, and the third one is about cooperation and mutual interest. We see these key points of the spirit of Bandung, we call it, and then how it happens to Indonesia. Probably we've been aware of the global situation where Russia and Ukraine been still within the conflict, and then we also have the current phenomenon within the Palestina and Gaza, and then the President Prabowo declare two-nation solution for Palestinian people and also Gazan people. And we also see how the President of Indonesia promotes BRICS as also a solution where the president puts Indonesia not into one block, but put it into the diverse blocks within geopolitics of the global world. Now, based on that issue, the question is how we design our sustainable development for the future. In the past, we had kind of wisdoms, and then we also equipped with the advancements of technology and advancements in communication and information under the globalization phenomenon. The question is how then we design the future of development in Indonesia. I would like to put what we call moral and value background for the development of Indonesia. I would say that moral and value guarantee is quite important, not only to add up technology and globalization, but also to strengthen the foundations of Indonesia for the coming years. That is why the issue then, next slide, please. How then we design educational policy for current and future development. I would like to see how the pesantren then design itself to become one of the role models for Indonesian Islamic education. Let's see the next slide. Within the pesantren education, which is in Arabic is at-tarbiyah. At-tarbiyah education is muntajul thaqafah, the product of civilization, but also at the same time is muntijul thaqafah, producer of civilization. Now, that is why within the pesantren, al-adab fawqa al-ilmi, ethics above knowledge. Next slide. Okay. To just give you an overview of how the national education within Indonesia, the national governments classified education within 2 categories: schools, madrasah, and pesantren. Schools are under the management of Ministry of Basic Education, and madrasah and pesantrens are under the Ministry of Religious Affairs. Let's see how the total number of the pesantren. All pesantrens in Indonesia are private. No one public. No one owned by the government. All are public. And its total number is 42,433, and all are private. You can imagine how big it is in terms of the number, and how big the number of students within the pesantren. Just to give you an idea, within the East Java, for example, if you go to Sidogiri, which is in Pasuruan, it's around 45 minutes from Surabaya, the total number of students within the pesantren is 31,000 for one pesantren. If you go roughly 2 hours from here, and then you go to Lirboya within the in Kediri, same number, almost 31,000. Within the Ijabas pesantren, those pesantren with the high high numbers of population are scattered from Madura, which is in Golo-Golo, Bu Juni was there, large numbers of students. Now, 42,000 are private, none out of them then are public. The profile will be different if we compare to the madrasa. Let's see next slide. Madrasa, 87,000 something madrasa, and only almost 2% are public, and the majority of madrasa are private. Now the issue is, what is the contribution of madrasa? What is the contribution of pesantren to the development of education in Indonesia? Next slide. Okay. See how the national government of Indonesia manage those schools and madrasa. While the majority of them are private, only 2% of madrasa are public. See, we need to have what kind of synergy within the government, political parties, business sectors, and also civil society. Under the synergy, then we create a strong partnership for the management of education in Indonesia. Next. Now, how do we define? Next slide. We call synergy then becomes energy for strengthening the national education of Indonesia under the Minister of Basic Education and also the Minister of Religious Affairs. Next. Now, we can imagine the big numbers of madrasa and pesantren. They live within the boarding house for 24 hours, while students of schools, they come to the school only, let's say, 7 hours, and the rest are in the family milieu. Then Alexander Dawson just say, if there is no set up curriculum for family, for civil society, and for also organizers of pesantren and madrasa, we can imagine how difficult the situation is if there is no synergy, there is no partnership within the population of Indonesia. Next. The issue is, if you have a change, like changing global situation, global world, then how we strengthen the adaptive capacity of community in Indonesia. Globalization is there, and then if Prof. Toto in the past, if Prof. Toto would like to ask something, Prof. Toto went to the parents, but now the youth generation have their own mobile phone, and they refer back to this mobile phone. The capacity of technology is quite high in Indonesia because the consumers also are very high. Then we also would like to see how the adaptive capacity within the community to respond to the change in Indonesia. Now, we see how the pesantren then develop the strategy. Next. Okay, next. This is the pesantren in 1926. The pesantren is not only educational institution, but also social economy. See, pesantren has their own sugar factory in 1926. It creates the economy within the local community. But then it was in early 20th century. Let's say next slide, the current pesantren. See, Surabaya, it had resolusi jihad, the jihad resolution, with 5 key components of that, because in October 1945, the Dutch colonial administration came back to Surabaya to seize the political power of Indonesia. Then the Kiai, the Muslim scholars at the time, flew together here in Surabaya to go against the Dutch colonial administration, and it succeeded well in Surabaya. That is why the government, the national government of Indonesia, under the Pak Jokowi's administration in 2015, they enacted the Hari Santri, the Santri Day. Next slide. See. Next slide. Okay, Hari Santri. See, it combines between.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang. Okay, my name is Putra Ramadan. I'm former of Workshop Entrepreneur Business Society. I am fresh graduate of management in the Faculty of Economic Business of University Airlangga. By 2050, there will be more people on Earth than ever before, but less land to grow food, and fewer young people willing to work in agriculture. So the question is no longer, can we feed the future? But rather, will the future still have food for us? Today, I'm standing here, not as a policymaker or a senior expert, but as a representative of the generation who will live in the world that we are shaping at this moment. We, Generation Z or Gen Z, are becoming the largest workforce globally. Soon, economies, innovations, and sustainability will depend on our decisions. We are carrying passion, creativity, and a strong desire for meaningful change. Yet many young people struggle to find decent jobs, stable futures, and a sense of purpose. At the same time, the world faces a rising food security crisis. According to United Nations report, around 733 million people face hunger in 2023. That's about 1 in 11 people on Earth. Global food demand may increase up to 70% by 2050. Yet farmland continues to shrink. Farmers are aging, and youth are turning away from agriculture. These issues, youth unemployment and declining food security, are not separate. They are deeply connected. When food systems weaken, young livelihoods collapse. And without youth involvement, food systems cannot survive. So the question is, are all of us expected to become farmers? The answer is not all of us. But young people must become the key actors in the shaping the future of food through technology, innovations, entrepreneurship, climate action, education, and policy leadership. Our generation can modernize agriculture, AI-based farming, automation, data-driven solutions, sustainable practice, and fair market. We can transform agriculture into a profitable and desirable career, one that protects both the people and the planet. We do not reject agriculture. We want to redefine it. And we do not ask older generation to step aside. We ask for guidance, collaboration, and trust. Because the mission to feed humanity is too big for any single generation to face alone. The truth is, the future will impact everyone, but our generation will feel the impact the most. If food becomes scarce, youth will face the hunger. If agriculture fails, youth will inherit the crisis. But if we act together, we can secure a future where everyone eats with dignity. So today, this international conference, I call you upon every leader, every institution, and every young person. Let us rise together. Let us ensure youth have access to research, opportunities, and a real seat at the decision-making table. Not someday, but starts from now. Let us be the generation that refuses to inherit a broken world and instead choose to repair it. Because when youth rise, the future rise with us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We did not share all the values, European values, Asian values. But when we speak about ideals, it's about the future. So I prefer to speak about Bandung spirit ideals instead of Bandung spirit values. In my mind, there are 5 ideals in the Bandung conference, which was not formulated, but we can feel these ideals. First, the ideals of peaceful coexistence among the diverse political, social, cultural systems. So based on diversity. Peaceful coexistence based on diversity. This is the first. Including diversity, relation between human beings, but also human beings and nature. So the question of ecology, we should be also living in peaceful coexistence with nature. So this is the first ideal of Bandung spirit. The second is independence, sovereignty, freedom. This is the second ideal of Bandung spirit. From any kind of domination, from hegemony of superpowers, etc. So this is the second ideal of Bandung. The third, equality or justice. Well, in the formulation of the Bandung Conference, it is equality between races and nations, big and small. They have the same right. Okay? But we can extend this notion of equality also in terms of gender parity or gender equality, in terms of relation between ethnic groups, relations between religious groups, they have the same rights. So this is the third ideal of the Bandung Conference. The fourth is solidarity, especially to those who are still oppressed, colonized, or being weakened by the system, global system, especially what I call the victim of global injustice. So solidarity toward the victims of global injustice. We can name some countries who are victims of global injustice, like Palestine, Cuba, and Africa in general is victim of global injustice. Okay? And the fifth ideal of the Bandung Conference is emancipation, moving up from the lower level to higher level of civilization. So this is the 5 ideals of Bandung spirit. And if we learn history, we can make a reference to French Revolution, where the French Revolution have 3 ideals. What is the 3 ideals in French Revolution? Liberté, égalité, fraternité. We found also in the Bandung spirit. Liberté in our Bandung ideals is independence, sovereignty, etc. Fraternité in our Bandung ideal is solidarity. And liberté, no, égalité, equality, which I have already said. So now, do I have time? Okay. So I try to speak step by step. Step by step. Okay. So now, I would like to speak about Bandung community. In fact, I try to develop Bandung spirit as a movement of academics and activists of social and solidarity movement. And I started in 2005, so exactly 20 years ago, when we organized for the first time by academics and civil society activists the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Bandung Conference, 2005. And then every 5 years, we organize big commemoration in Indonesia. In 2005, we already worked with Romo Baskoro here in front of us. He's a part of the early initiator of the Bandung Spirit community. 2010, 2015, 2020, but it was postponed to 2022 because of pandemic. And we organized it here. You remember 2022, and it becomes not only Bandung Conference, commemoration of Bandung Conference, but commemoration also the Belgrade Non-Aligned Movement Conference and the Havana Tricontinental Conference, because it was supposed to be organized in 2021, postponed 1 year after 2020, but 21 still COVID. So we postponed a year later, and in conjunction with G20 Summit organized in Bali. So that's why we organized the conference from Jakarta, moving to Bandung, and then Surabaya, and then the end in Bali. This 2022, and we published a book, Bandung, Belgrade, Havana. Several colleagues here participated in the book, okay? So now it's 2025. We organize as well the commemoration of the 70th anniversary of the Bandung Conference. Now, come back to Bandung community. Since 2005, it developed the Bandung Spirit community in different countries. The most active one, of course, in India, under the leadership of Professor Mohanty, but our colleague from India here, they organize every year Bandung Day Symposium, every 24th April, because 24th of April is the closing day of the Bandung Conference, 1955. So India has a very active Bandung Spirit community. Every year they organize Bandung Day Symposium on 24th of April. And then we have also Bandung Spirit community in Brazil. Professor Beatriz Bicio is here. She organizes also several events, like for example, this year, along the 24-25, we organize a series of commemoration. So starting from India, and then in Burkina Faso, in Brazil, in Burkina Faso, in France, and now the summit is here in Indonesia. And what is the duty of Bandung Spirit community? Why we set up the Bandung Spirit community? In my mind, we have 4 duties as Bandung Spirit community. The first, to form a united force of intellectuals, academics, activists of social and solidarity movement based or animated by Bandung Spirit, as I mentioned previously. The second, to accompany the rise of Asia and other emerging forces in order to go toward the Bandung Dream. I forget to mention what is Bandung Dream. There is no formulation about Bandung Dream, but we can try to formulate. Based on the Bandung Conference, Bandung Spirit, non-aligned movement. In my mind, the Bandung Dream is the global and sustainable prosperity based on peace, justice, cooperation, solidarity, and diversity. This is Bandung Dream. So our second duty as intellectual of Bandung Spirit is to accompany the rise of Asia and other emerging forces in order to go toward this dream and to avoid the repetition of history of the rise of the West, for example, which is characterized by slavery, colonialism, two world wars, etc. So the rise of Asia should not go into this historical tragedy, but to go toward the Bandung dream. This is the second duty. The third duty is not to let anybody left behind. This is the principle of solidarity, especially not to let left behind the victims of global injustice, as I mentioned. Okay? And the fifth duty of the Bandung Spirit community is to go beyond NATO. You know what is NATO? No action talking only. So we need to translate our thought, our knowledge into action, into plan of action. So I hope this conference, in our final statement, we can formulate an action or roadmap, what we can do in next 5 years or next 20 years, etc., etc. The last, what we have realized in the framework of going beyond NATO is the foundation of AFRASI, African, Asian, and International Studies Institute. We found it in Burkina Faso. And there is a representative of Burkina Faso today. Sawadogo, you can stand up. So he came from Burkina Faso. You imagine, it's very difficult to come from Burkina Faso to here. And for Buyuli, he wished to have a contact in terms of medicine traditional, because he is specialist in medicine traditional. Okay, so yeah, herbal medicine, etc., etc. And he will stay longer than others. He will stay until 13th of February, no? Jusqu'à 13 November. 13 November. So because he looks for contact for this, especially in herbal medicine. Okay. So we founded AFRASI, African, Asian, and International Studies Institute. Why? Why Africa? Because toward the end of the century, 80% of population in the world will be in Asia and Africa. Majority youth. Second, Africa become the object of economic powers of the world wish to exploit Africa as resources of natural resources and as a market of their products. And Asia and Africa are the only continent who are not rooted in Western civilization. So it must be able to give alternative, because the whole crisis today is coming back from the Western civilization. Okay, so Africa, Asia may give alternative toward the future. So we need to prepare that Africa would not continue to be victim of global injustice. So we need to work with Africa, to empower Africa, to accompany Africa, the youth Africa, in exchange, especially with Asia. That's why we found AFRASI. So this is the action, no action talking only. Now, Bandung Spirit, we have also initiative, publication, Bandung Spirit conferences, Bandung Spirit, thank you. Bandung Spirit publication of book series, etc. And every time we organize conference, we publish a book. And also this time we publish a book, and the book, and it is based on co-publication cooperation. There's one publisher who's in charge of producing the book, and 3 co-publishers who finance the publication by buying in advance a certain number of the books. So there are 3 co-publishers. The publisher is Ultimus from Bandung. We choose this publisher because the first day of our conference is in Bandung, so no need to send to Surabaya to others. So we publish in Bandung, and the co-publisher, there are 3. First, of course, IPDN. He is the hosting of our conference in Bandung. The second, Airlangga, Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Airlangga. And the third, Afrasi. So we have 3 logo of the co-publishers on the cover of the book. So I think I have taken a lot of time. Thank you very much. And I have give back to you. Thank you.
Okay, give it applause.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I saw many fellow from India. Namaste. Distinguished speakers, Bapak Rektor, Prof. Zaki, thank you for coming, and also Professor Darwis, we met years ago, and Alhamdulillah, you still the same. No, unfortunately, but I met you several times in Rectorate, and you're still the same, energetic, young, and Ibu Pinky, yeah, energizer. And Ibu Pinky, my lecturer when I was in undergrad. So honored to be here with you now. I always inspiring by Professor Pinky. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start the presentation about handling the Bandung spirit alumni as a catalyst of solidarity, innovation, and nation building. Okay. The Bandung spirit reimagined that, as mentioned by Pak Khudori already, in 1955, leaders from 29 nations gathered in Bandung to declare and share destiny, freedom through cooperation. And Pak Darwis, I went to Bandung. I went to the museum to see by myself, and I saw all the newspaper at that time. It was a great event, and I'm so proud as an Indonesian that President Sukarno at that time initiated the Bandung event conference. The Bandung spirit was more than diplomacy, and it was a movement for dignity and development. Next. Today, the same spirit guide how we nurture our graduates to serve not just themselves, but the nation and humanity. Universitas Airlangga is committed to advancing knowledge that uplift communities, of course, and our mission align perfectly with the Bandung's spirit, which is education as a liberation. Through the Career and Alumni Center, we ensure that where every graduate continues that mission long after the graduation day. So this is the Career and Alumni Center. Next. I hope you follow me, like Pak Rector said before. Next. Yeah, value, Mas. Next, Mas. Lagi. Yes, back. Oh, mungkin ada lemot ya. Okay. This is the Career and Alumni Center, where we are a career enabler and also alumni impact hub. We have 3 major tasks in our institution. First, as a recruitment and career development. I hope this can be the answer, little bit answer of the issues of the youth about economy that mentioned by my alumni from FEB, Faculty of Economic and Business. You did very well, young men. And I hope my institution can help about the issue. Yeah, we work about recruitment and career development, and also there's a study on employability, because of course employability is finally the one that we are looking for. Yeah, how come our student who learn 4 years invest million rupiah, and then they cannot independent economically? So this is our responsible to make them prepare to have a good job and also a good salary. Next. Oh, sorry, one more, yeah. One more, we also have engagement and alumni impact. Okay, this one. alumni are living legacy of the university value. So we of course work closely with alumni, and also we evaluate, we monitor our alumni all the time. We have the tracer study, we call it, to know how far they growing in the industry, in the society. Are they have a good job, not so long to waiting the first job and have a good salary as their first salary. So this is very important. That we have to know, and then to looking for the program that we can make our alumni have a better life after their graduation day. The impact is visible not only in career, but how they advance justice, equality, and independence. I think this is also a Bandung spirit, as mentioned by Pak Khodori. In their career, in their workplace, they must, I believe they will face the justice problem, the equality problem, and then we do hope the alumni will still have this value after they graduate from Airlangga University. We don't want our alumni to be a corruptor, because if they did a corruption, I think we as a lecturer also have some responsibility, right, Pak Rector? When I was in Australia in UNSW, they have first time has an ethic as a study program, Pak Rector. Why? Because they criticized by the society. Mostly the corruptor is alumni of the UNSW at that time. So we are so fortunate, Ibu Yuli and ladies and gentlemen, that in Indonesia, we always have ethic values. We call it an Islamic religion or other religion or civil, what you call it, in our undergraduate program. So as a lecturer, we already do our obligation to ask them not to do corruption and etc. Pak Rector. Okay, next. Universitas Airlangga alumni lead transformation and across Indonesia, of course, and we have public service reform in health and education. We are under to say that we also have entrepreneurship for sustainable development and representation of Indonesia global platform. They bring Bandung value, Pak Khodori, dignity, cooperation, and self-reliance into the real world. Next. This is some of our notable alumni. I believe the committee can share the file after this. We note many notable alumni from many fields in Indonesia, from several faculty we have here in Airlangga. Some of them are still very young but very famous. I can say that one of them in the left side, upper left side. This is too small, I'm sorry. The name is Fania Santoso. This is alumni from Faculty of Economic and Business, and she is the CEO of Hayes Startic, which is listed as well as a Forbes 30 under 30 in 2021. So those, and also we have several this kind of notable alumni. I'm very happy to know they are growing and successful in their career, and also still carry the value that we nurture when they're in the undergraduate student. Next. This is also one of our project of the alumni. We call it Rumah Sakit Terapung, or floating hospital. We know that Indonesia is an archipelago country where more than 17,000 islands all across Indonesia, what is small island, inhabitant island also many, which cannot be reached by the conventional health services, right? So Airlangga University, through the alumni, have a boat we calling floating hospital to reach all the remote area to give services, and then in last 5 years, they already serve more than 2,000 patients all across Indonesia. I think this is very impactful program that can give the real services to our population. Next. This is also our alumni who were, yeah, from FISIP, I guess. From Science Tech, Science and Technology. She's the owner of Ecological Observation and Wetland. Yes. Oh, terkenal ya Bu ya, Ekoton. And a campaign about the green environment. And next, of course, one of a kind, Ibu Yuli. Oh, applause Ibu Yuli. Ibu Yuli who hosts this event. Ibu Yuliati Umrah, who take care of the children in the street. I think you can discuss more about the program of Ibu Yuli. We are very happy to have you here, Ibu, and what you did years back and until now. Yeah. Next, we also have Abdul Rahman, our alumni as well, who work sociopreneur based on sustainability. He have a product from the waste of cooking oil into the candle and other product, which is also win some funding from the industry. Next. We have more NGO initiator from our alumni, and this is our strategic alumni programs. First, we have career mentorship network. Next, Mas. We have career mentorship network. We know that we have so many alumni in the industry that already successful in their career, and we invite them back to campus to give mentorship to our young entrepreneur. So from very early age, before they graduate, our students already start up, some business or entrepreneur, and then mentorship by our alumni. The second is Airlangga Alumni Foundation. We have some outreach program through around Indonesia, and we have also global alumni chapters. Of course, we have chapters from Asia, in Holland, in America, New York, and etc. They also usually we invite them to give some insight about how to work overseas, because Indonesia is now have a surplus demography. It's mean, as mentioned by young men over there, we all worry whether they can have a job or not, while in other country they lack of a worker. So we also have a global alumni chapter to help them to get job out of Indonesia. Next, impact metric for social and ethical leadership also. We usually contact routinely our alumni to listen how our graduate, how our alumni who work in the industry, whether we need more input. Sometimes they say, your student is very clever, but they lack of confidence, or they said they're very good worker, but they want to back to Surabaya. They don't want, when we send to other in Jakarta, which is traffic is very stressful maybe, and when we send to remote area like in Irian Jaya, in Kalimantan, Borneo, Sumatra, they don't want to. So this is something that we need to follow up. What happened? Why our student is have no struggle out of Surabaya? Maybe Surabaya is too comfortable for them. Surabaya is like Jakarta, which is the weather is quite nice, especially now. Sometimes raining, but it's not too hot, and also the super mall and everything you can find here, like in Jakarta, but less traffic. So this is sometimes insight from our alumni. Next. From the alumni in USA, they have Indonesia Lighthouse program. Next, the program is very good program. We have also global career challenge, and also a winner award for our student who have the good business. Next. This is the Global Career Challenge awardees receive career mentoring and global career experiences at partner institution and industry of Airlangga Alumni Chapter USA. in the Indonesia Lighthouse program. This fully funded program. So they are very fortunate to have funding to flow away from to America. Even lecturer maybe never come there. Oh, I've been there, but not many of our lecturers can have opportunity to have a collaboration with a partner in America. Next. This is a nurturing student entrepreneurship that we give. This is very one of many program we have. This is one of the most interesting because we call it Airlangga Young Entrepreneur. In Airlangga Young Entrepreneur, flagship entrepreneurship boot camp designed to cultivate innovation and resilience among students. We give them funding. That's why students are very happy with this program. They can present what they have as a startup or entrepreneur or business, small businesses. And when we see that there are a good future about the business, we give them funding. So students usually looking for this program. And also we mentioned to our best graduate, one of them is as an entrepreneur. So they can be very proud to be entrepreneur, and to be a best graduate, they can have entrepreneur as a point to be a best graduate. Next. Yeah, this is Airlangga Young Entrepreneur Expo and awardees. Next. Yeah. What next? Yeah, sustaining the spirit. Yeah, measure alumni contribution to sustainability and justice, of course, and foster innovation to collaboration, and ensure education remain aligned with moral and social responsibility. That's why in Airlangga we have a tagline. Excellent with morality. Sorry, saya lupa, Bu. Excellent with morality. Bukan ngetes, Bu Yuli. Suul adab saya, Pak Rektor, kalau bilang ngetes. Okay, lastly, freedom from Bandung, we learn that freedom begins with solidarity. Our alumni carry that freedom forward. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, terima kasih sahabat, Anda masih bersama kami di Airlangga Forum. Sahabat, 70 tahun setelah mengukir sejarah melalui Konferensi Asia Afrika tahun 1955, Indonesia kembali menjadi epicentrum dialog global. Melalui International Conference Youth for Better Future of the World in Sustainable Development, bangsa ini menegaskan kembali posisinya sebagai poros moral dan strategis dunia selatan, menyatukan cendekiawan, aktivis, dan pemimpin muda lintas negara. Forum berskala global ini berlangsung maraton selama 5 hari, yakni pada tanggal 27 sampai 31 Oktober 2025, dengan 2 kota bersejarah sebagai panggungnya, yaitu Bandung dan Surabaya. Dan sebanyak 150 peserta dari 19 negara Asia, Afrika, Eropa, dan Amerika berpartisipasi, membawa beragam latar belakang mulai dari akademisi, aktivis sosial, pemimpin komunitas, hingga jejaring ekonomi strategis dunia. Sahabat, konferensi ini bertujuan meneguhkan kembali spirit Bandung, solidaritas, keadilan ekonomi dunia, dan kedaulatan bangsa dalam konteks tantangan abad ke-21. Di dalamnya membahas krisis iklim, ketimpangan ekonomi, dan lemahnya kemandirian komunitas lokal. Sementara pemilihan lokasi di Bandung dan Surabaya dinilai telah merepresentasikan perjalanan dan refleksi sejarah menuju aksi nyata bagi masa depan bangsa. Baik, Airlangga Forum akan kami lanjutkan, tapi setelah kita ikuti terlebih dahulu rangkuman informasi seputar Jawa Timur dalam Buletin Jawa Timur. Tetaplah bersama kami.
Rangkuman informasi pilihan dari berbagai kabupaten dan kota di Jawa Timur segera hadir dalam Buletin Jawa Timur.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo, apa kabar? Salam jumpa. Kembali hadir Buletin Jawa Timur edisi Jumat 31 Oktober 2025. Bersama saya Kevin Mabek dari LPPL Suara Ngawi. Informasi yang pertama datang dari Elvos Usman. KAI DAUP 7 Madiun catat angkutan barang capai 44.000 ton hingga September 2025.
Kinerja angkutan barang PT Kereta Api Indonesia Daerah Operasi 7 Madiun menunjukkan tren positif. Hingga akhir triwulan 3 tahun 2025, total lebih dari 44.000 ton barang berhasil diangkut melalui jalur kereta api, naik 40% dibandingkan periode yang sama tahun 2024. Manajer Humas KAI Daup 7 Madiun, Rohmat Makin Zainul, menyebut capaian ini menunjukkan meningkatnya kepercayaan pelanggan terhadap moda transportasi kereta api dalam mendukung distribusi logistik nasional. Dari total volume angkutan, kontribusi terbesar berasal dari KLB Inka sebesar 17.000 ton. Disusul angkutan dinas 14.000 ton, sharing retail 10.000 ton, dan BHP 2.000 ton. Menurut Zainul, peningkatan volume juga didukung oleh pengoperasian angkutan di luar jadwal reguler dan penguatan aspek keselamatan serta keandalan sarana prasarana. KAI Daup 7 Madiun menargetkan tren positif ini terus berlanjut hingga akhir tahun dengan tetap menjaga mutu layanan dan kepuasan pelanggan. Elvas Usman, Radio Persada FM Blitar.
Selanjutnya, Suara Pasuruan ada Yoga Pratama, Milad Igra ke-23, ribuan anak RA kompak membatik bareng Bunda Merita Rusdi Sutejo.
Ikatan Guru Raudatul Atfal, IGRA Kabupaten Pasuruan, melaksanakan Gerakan Nasional RA Membatik Rabu 29 Oktober 2025. Acara yang diselenggarakan dalam rangka Milad Igra ke-23 itu dilaksanakan di Gor Sasana Krida Noragara Cibangil dan dihadiri oleh Bupati Pasuruan, Mas Rusdi Sutejo, beserta Bunda PAUD Kabupaten Pasuruan, Merita Rusdi Sutejo. Dalam sambutannya, Mas Rusdi menegaskan sesuai dengan tema Milad Igra ke-23, yakni memperkokoh dan memperkuat kiprah organisasi IGRA sebagai wadah penggerak, pencetak guru yang berkualitas dan sejahtera. Kegiatan Gerakan RA Membatik bagian dari pembelajaran anak usia dini berupa penanaman cinta budaya melalui seni membatik.
Kegiatan hari ini merupakan bagian dari pembelajaran bagi anak usia dini berupa penanaman cinta pada budaya melalui seni membatik dan menanamkan fondasi kuat tentang budaya tari yang mengarah pada kebiasaan anak Indonesia hebat, yang juga tidak kalah pentingnya parenting, bagaimana menjadi orang tua hebat dengan menstimulasi motorik anak melalui bermain, bercerita, dan berlagu.
Sementara itu, Ketua PD IGRA Kabupaten Pasuruan, Siti Khotijah, menjelaskan tujuan digelarnya Gerakan RA Membatik untuk mengenalkan membatik sebagai warisan budaya tak benda yang dimiliki bangsa Indonesia, sehingga anak-anak usia dini mengetahui sejarahnya. Yoga Pratama, Suara Pasuruan.
Kita ke Gresik, ada Cahyo As. LPPL Suara Gresik, dengan kabar petani Gresik kini bisa beli pupuk lebih murah, Bupati Yani apresiasi langkah PT Pupuk Indonesia.
Kabar baik datang dari para petani di Kabupaten Gresik. Harga pupuk bersubsidi resmi turun 20%. Kebijakan dari PT Pupuk Indonesia ini disambut gembira oleh Bupati Gresik Fandi Ahmad Yani karena dianggap meringankan beban petani di tengah tingginya biaya produksi. Dalam kegiatan rembuk tani di Balong Panggang, Bupati Yani mengapresiasi langkah PT Pupuk Indonesia yang tak hanya menurunkan harga, tapi juga memangkas rantai pembelian pupuk agar lebih mudah dan lebih cepat. Wakil Bupati Gresik Asluful Alif menambahkan bahwa Pemkab Gresik terus memperkuat ekosistem pertanian melalui pembangunan gedung bulog seluas 5 hektar di Balong Panggang untuk menjaga harga gabah tetap stabil. Direktur Utama PT Pupuk Indonesia Rahmat Pribadi menjelaskan bahwa penurunan harga disertai peningkatan alokasi nasional dari 5 juta ton menjadi 9,5 juta ton agar pupuk lebih cepat dan tepat sasaran. Saya Cayoas dari Suara Gresik melaporkan.
Selanjutnya ada Tiara dari Ramapati Kota Pasuruan. Wali Kota Pasuruan serahkan bantuan dari DPHCHT untuk 250 pelaku perikanan di Kota Pasuruan.
Dinas Perikanan Kota Pasuruan memberikan pelatihan budidaya kepada 250 orang pelaku perikanan. Pelatihan meliputi budidaya ikan air tawar, air payau, dan air laut. Para peserta pelatihan juga mendapatkan bantuan modal usaha berupa peralatan, pupuk, hingga benih. Bantuan bersumber dari dana bagi hasil cukai hasil tembakau atau DBHCHT tahun 2025. Bantuan diserahkan Wali Kota Adi Wibowo, Kantor Dinas Perikanan Kota Pasuruan pada hari Rabu tanggal 29 Oktober 2025 kemarin. Sebanyak 50 orang orang mendapatkan bantuan sesuai pelatihan yang diikuti. Wali Kota Diwibowo mengatakan sektor perikanan merupakan salah satu potensi unggulan Kota Pasuruan, terutama budidaya bandeng jelak. Kota Pasuruan pernah juara 1 inovasi pemerintah daerah tingkat Jawa Timur lewat program Banser atau bandeng jelak serbu restoran. Mas Adi juga mengapresiasi dukungan pemerintah melalui regulasi dan program nyata yang bisa dirasakan langsung oleh masyarakat. Menurutnya, bantuan ini merupakan bentuk komitmen pemerintah dalam meningkatkan kesejahteraan pelaku usaha perikanan. Tiara, Ramapati FM melaporkan.
Kita ke Madiun, ada Amanda dari Suara Madiun. Lewat penyuluhan hukum terpadu, Wali Kota ajak warga pahami hukum.
Wali Kota Madiun Dr. Maidi terus mendorong peningkatan kesadaran hukum di kalangan masyarakat. Hal itu disampaikan saat membuka kegiatan penyuluhan hukum terpadu Kecamatan Taman yang digelar di Wisma Haji Kota Madiun. Dalam kesempatan itu, Wali Kota menegaskan pentingnya pemahaman hukum di tengah perkembangan zaman yang serba cepat. Menurutnya, warga yang memahami aturan akan lebih berhati-hati dalam bertindak dan mampu menciptakan lingkungan yang aman serta tertib. Beragam materi disampaikan dalam penyuluhan hukum, mulai dari pencegahan kekerasan dalam rumah tangga, bahaya narkoba, hingga pelanggaran hukum yang kerap terjadi di lingkungan masyarakat. Orang nomor 1 di Kota Pendekar itu berharap kegiatan ini bisa menumbuhkan kesadaran hukum sejak dini, sekaligus memperkuat peran masyarakat dalam menjaga ketertiban di lingkungannya masing-masing. Amanda, Suara Madiun.
Selanjutnya ada Bobi Wijayanto dari Suara Lumajang. Wabub Lumajang dorong budaya turba untuk pelayanan publik yang responsif.
Wakil Bupati Lumajang Yuda Cikusuma menegaskan pentingnya budaya turun ke bawah atau turba bagi para camat dan aparatur pemerintahan. Hal itu disampaikannya saat memimpin apel pagi dalam kegiatan Stor Madu ke-16 di halaman kantor Camat Tekung. Ia menambahkan, turba merupakan wujud nyata dari kepemimpinan yang membumi, bukan hanya simbol kunjungan, tetapi langkah aktif membangun kepekaan sosial dan memperkuat kepercayaan publik. Dengan turun langsung, aparatur pemerintah dapat menilai fakta di lapangan, menyerap aspirasi, serta menyusun kebijakan yang lebih tepat sasaran. Dalam arahannya, ia juga menekankan bahwa turba harus diikuti dengan komunikasi yang solid antar level pemerintahan. Koordinasi yang baik antar camat, kepala desa, lintas sektor, dan elemen masyarakat menjadi kekuatan utama dalam menjaga kecepatan respon dan keselarasan program pembangunan. Sementara, Camat Tikung menyampaikan apresiasi atas pesan kuat tersebut dan berkomitmen memperbanyak agenda lapangan bersama perangkat desa untuk memastikan pelayanan dan pembangunan sesuai kebutuhan warga. Bobi Wijayanto, Suara Lumajang FM, mengabarkan.
Yang terakhir dari Suara Ngawi ada Henti Ludiana, penerima bantuan sosial dilarang keras terlibat praktik judi online.
Penerima bantuan sosial Bansos dilarang keras terlibat praktek judi online judol. Bila terbukti, nama mereka akan langsung dicoret dari daftar penerima Bansos. Kabid Jaminan Sosial Dinas Sosial Dinsos Ngawi M. Turnawan menegaskan, sistem pendataan penerima kini telah terintegrasi nasional menggunakan nomor induk kependudukan NIK, sehingga aktivitas penerima bisa terpantau langsung oleh penerima pusat. Turnawan mengatakan sejauh ini pihaknya belum menerima data agregat warga Ngawi penerima Bansos yang terindikasi terlibat judi online. Namun, koordinasi dengan operator desa dan kelurahan sudah dilakukan untuk antisipasi dini. Jika ditemukan warga yang tercoret karena dugaan terlibat judol, Dinsos akan turun langsung ke lapangan untuk melakukan verifikasi. Apabila terbukti tidak bersalah, warga diperbolehkan mengajukan sanggahan resmi disertai surat keterangan dari kepala desa atau lurah. Turnawan menambahkan, dalam waktu dekat sekitar 73.000 warga Ngawi akan menerima bantuan langsung tunai BLT penebalan sebesar Rp900.000 untuk periode 3 bulan. Henti Ludiana, Suara Ngawi.
Demikian informasi-informasi yang tersaji dalam Buletin Jawa Timur edisi hari ini. Saya Kevin Mabek, Suara Ngawi pamit. Sampai jumpa di Buletin Jawa Timur edisi selanjutnya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Rangkuman informasi pilihan dari berbagai kabupaten, kota di Jawa Timur. Baru saja sahabat dengarkan dalam Buletin Jawa Timur. Buletin Jawa Timur bisa sahabat dengarkan Senin sampai Jumat jam 8 pagi dan 4 sore. Disiarkan serentak di Lembaga Penyiaran Publik Lokal, Persada Kabupaten Blitar, Mahardika Kota Blitar, Ralita Pamekasan, Suara Sampang, Suara Kota Probolinggo, Suara Lumajang, Suara Pasuruan, Blambangan Banyuwangi, Wika Mojokerto, Suara Gresik, Pradya Suara Tuban, Malowopati Bojonegoro, Ersal Nganjuk, Suara Madiun, Suara Ngawi, Suara Pacitan, Mahardika Bondowoso, Praja Angkasa Trenggalek, Magetan Indah, Ramapati Kota Pasuruan, dan RGR Tulungagung. Persembahan dari Asosiasi Lembaga Penyiaran Publik Lokal Jawa Timur.
Ya, sahabat, kita masih di Airlangga Forum dan di edisi yang ke-249 ini kita menampilkan perwujudan peringatan Konferensi Asia Afrika yang ke-70 dengan menggelar konferensi internasional Youth for Better Future of the World in Sustainable Development. Airlangga Forum merepresentasikan kegiatan ini dengan mengajak, membangun, dan mengeluarkan kembali semangat Konferensi Asia Afrika. Dan sahabat, sebagai tuan rumah di sesi Surabaya, Sekolah Pasca Sarjana Universitas Airlangga tentu berperan strategis. Konferensi ini menjadi perwujudan nyata dari semangat Universitas Airlangga sebagai kampus berdampak dan Sekolah Pasca Sarjana sebagai School of Collaborative Leadership. Baik, akan kami lanjutkan Airlangga Forum dan selamat mengikuti.
Distinguished guys and everybody, thank you. And I'm very glad and blessed to be here. And I try to make short my presentation about the story about Putra and his gang, because I try to talk about Gen Z. Gen Z is face different reality, namely the rise of precariat class, educated worker who work without certainty, without guarantee, in situation of economic and social instability, with characteristic unstable jobs, low wages, low access to social security. Digital era economic system which have once considered promising has now become an arena of disappointment, despair, and even escalating into anger, even in Nepal, Morocco, Madagascar, and also Indonesia, are alarm that serve as a critical warnings that must be taken seriously. The importance of the education sector responding to global challenges by developing local-based opportunity in the digital area. To maintain and follow up the spirit of the Asia-Africa Summit through mutual learning, where Indonesia learn from the development of Africa countries and vice versa. The importance of encouraging the creation of cultural ethics space to serve as an incubator for local wisdom and shared living value that can contribute to effort to improve welfare or prosperity. Value like gotong royong, mutual cooperation, the wisdom of tolerance, creativity, and other local wisdom can be leveraged to create job opportunity within the framework of the creative economy and multiculturalism. It is necessary to recognize various and best practice for human resource development capable of advising the local economy based on local nature's resource and culture. This is effort that can serve as a national or even international model regarding educational relation, human development, job creation, and cultural diversity. This is a strategic role of higher education institutions to identify innovative model that can be obtained from various best practice across region up to across country. The important good lesson that can be obtained from the experience of African Study Center, Universitas Airlangga. The mutual learning between Indonesia and Africa since 1955. Okay. Asia-Africa Conference in Bandung, strengthening Asia-Africa solidarity and expanded opportunity to educational and economic cooperation. youth and increased understanding about the important role of Indonesia-Africa relation. In every national movement, there is a role of youth. Surabaya as city of hero is a role, the role of youth is very important. The future of the world is in the hand of the youth. Youth education and organizing, maintaining the social memory regarding the history and diplomatic relation of Asia, Africa. Indonesia and Africa play important role in sustainable development goal. Youth maintenance mindful culture in the digital area. If Prof. Tuti said about the Homo sapiens, we are no Homo digitalis. Best practice from the Center of African Study, Universitas Airlangga. The center established in 2018 through the initiative and support the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one of the few university-based centers that focus on strengthening relation and partnership with Indonesia government and African countries. Since establishment, the center served as the government partner through the three dharma of higher education, contributing through research, education, community engagement, and collaboration extend not only to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but also the Ministry of Education and Culture, including involvement initiative as a Rampa Goes to Africa. Webinar and seminar conducted in collaboration with a lot of government, with the Indonesian Chamber of Industry and Industri Kadin, with professional organization as SAX Indonesian Anthropology Association, the Indonesia Gastronomy Community, and several private companies operating in Africa countries. This is the next, please. Yeah, this is the information about our webinar. Yeah, the beauty of Indonesia spices journey to Africa, masterclass beauty with spices go to Africa, and gastro diplomacy goes to Africa. Now, this is the part that I like very much. One of Indonesia company that has demonstrated remarkable success in Africa countries is Tirta Ayu Spa. Not only has a successfully penetrated African market with its product, but also opened multiple outlets, therapy, school, and even factory. And please, Miss Leniwati, this is our very important person goes to Africa, yeah, have the outlet with the therapy school and even factories, yeah. And the next session, she will present. So this is proving that elevating local wisdom can become a major opportunity for developing creative economy enterprise, particularly with SAX traditional medicine, herbal medicine, traditional spa practices, traditional beverage, and spice-based product. This is the official sector of Indonesia creative economy based on local culture. Next, please. One of them is traditional medicine, herbal drink, and traditional spa. Consciously or not, the rising generation Z and middle class population across many countries present a vast opportunity to create business and job opportunity rooted in local cultural heritage. Such environmentally friendly spa products which have become a new global lifestyle trend. Many education Africa Gen Z individuals now pursue higher education abroad, including in Indonesia. The development will inevitably open doors for future business collaboration and enhance Indonesia trade relation with African nation. Beyond spa and beauty product, Indonesia instant noodle, soup, cooking oil, and bottled beverage are highly popular in many African countries. African students studying at University Airlangga have demonstrated their role as change agent, introducing new lifestyle trends in fashion, beauty, cushion, and more. They are true cultural diplomats, consciously or not, strengthening and spreading the spirit of the Asia-Africa Conference. The Center of Africa Study has organized African Days twice in 2019 and 2022, involving African students from various countries. Their students enroll at university in Surabaya, Malang, Surakarta, and Yogyakarta, hosted seminar, dance and music performance, language class, and cooking demonstration from African countries, allowing Indonesia students to taste and experience diverse culture. This positive initiative embodies the spirit of inclusivity by promoting value, diversity, inequality, dignity, and active participation. Airlangga University actively contributes to the education of young people from African countries, opening the door to strengthening human resource. The discussion of the role of education in development, business, and job opportunity illustrate that the importance of academia taking out of the box role to arise awareness, preserving collective memory, particularly the embrace of the nation cultural well as pathway to advance cultural and societal well-being. Students of the traditional medicine program in the Faculty of Vocational Study, Universitas Airlangga has also contribute to creative business and employment opportunity through development of herbal medicine and related innovation. Some notable projects include preventing insomnia through tilem, traditional integrative lifestyle for energy and mind. But tilem in bahasa Jawa is mean sleep. Tidur. Get to know jamu, digital awareness in social media, and healing without medicine through acupuncture and acupressure. Note from the Center of African Study becoming an opportunity for mutual understanding of various policies, as well as nurturing the social memory of history and culture and diplomatic relation of Indonesia with African countries. Increasing understanding of the important role of Indonesia for African countries and conversely, the important role of Africa for Indonesia, showing the world that the important role of the youth in the strengthening relation between Indonesia and Africa countries, which is beneficial for development of the economic, social, cultural, and political sector. Now, this is the part I like very much, is conclusion. The conclusion, education and training become the main gateway for effort to strengthening the local community that consider local specific specificity in the natural resources and culture, and play a crucial role in advancing business and employment opportunity growth in cultural diversity, thereby driving the growth of the creative economy. Number two, collaboration among the education sector, the business and government will be a beneficial cultural diplomacy to access to African market through the involvement of Gen Z youth. Number three, the presence of student center and research center, such as the Center of African Study, can serve as driving engine or catalyze for acceleration of human resource development effort. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Pinky, for your deeply human and socially grounded insights. And I think Dr. Pinky just mentioned the role of Center of African Studies, which she and other colleagues founded back to 2018, yeah, perhaps back to 2018, and then the Center of African Studies focused on the strengthening partnership between the Faculty of Social and Political Science and then any kind of African institutions, such as one of the best practices, the Tirta Ayuspa is one of our partners. Yeah, please give it applause for Tirta Ayuspa. And again, once again, thank you very much, and we can also give our applause to Dr. Pinky. Thank you. So I think we have maybe a question and answer session. So I can open floor for questions and reflections from each audience. So please keep each question concise, directly, maybe around not much than 1 minute. Indicate which speaker you are addressing. So maybe I hereby open for 3 questions here. Okay, first one is
Yes, please.
Miss with the green dress, and then the next one is the red veil. So please mention your name and maybe your institution and your country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Madhulika Banerjee from the University of Delhi in India. I was very excited to hear, Madam, about your presentation on the initiatives that the alumni of this university are taking. And given that we all understand the need for sustainable development, and you said that amongst the many interesting initiatives that your alumni have taken, entrepreneurial and otherwise, that your understanding is that they contribute towards sustainable practices and justice. I'm just wondering, do you have some kind of parameters by which you evaluate them? And how is it that you understand, and how is it that these translate into the kind of entrepreneurial work that your alumni do? Do share. Thank you.
Thank you. Then you can ask directly. Yes.
In Bahasa or in English? Sorry, just kidding. Okay, my name is Tami Swarutami Dewi. I'm an alumnus of Universitas Indonesia and Monash University. I'm still studying for PhD. I've been working for over 25 years with the customary people, also with forest dwellers all around Indonesia. What I've found so far is the difficulties of having a kind of off-taker for the products. So when we are talking about forest products, one of the most important thing is herbal. So if I talk to them, I meet them, one of the most difficulties thing how to find, pasar, market kind of that. So I'd like to know from your point of view or from your experience, is there any activities that really, touch or going to the ground and to see the community in order to get their real products of the forest? Thank you so much.
Okay, the next one will be the Mr. with the white dress. Yeah, thank you.
Selamat sore. Selamat siang.
So thank you. Now my query to our second speaker, Ibu, is that along with many initiatives that you are doing to link to the Bandung spirit among and the young people, what kind of works you are doing or could do on the issue of interfaith dialogue? Interfaith and interreligious dialogue. Our respected par-rector spoke about the religious condition of society, but Indonesia also has many religions, and both Asia and Africa are constituted by multi-religiosity. Therefore, my request also to the power rector from the pesantren itself, what kind of initiatives in interreligious dialogues could happen. My query to our second Ibu is, thank you. In this initiative of therapy to the African countries, now what kind of dialogue also is happening between, say, traditional African ways of healing and, say, Indonesian ways of healing?
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I open only for 3, then maybe we can continue to next questions. So maybe you can answer.
Thank you very much for the question, Madam. You are from Delhi University, right? A very nice city. I've been there, and I also own sari by my own because it's very beautiful. I should wear it now, yeah? If I know that many of you come here. Yeah, entrepreneurship program is one of our flagship program in our institution. And we give to the young entrepreneur from the very beginning, startup, and also small businesses. We cultivate the value of Bandung spirit like partnership and equality and also justice from the very beginning. Because in entrepreneurship program, we always encourage them to have a product who not give bad influence to our environment. We need them to have if the food and beverage is halal, because we are mostly Muslim here. Halal mean include hygienic food, and also it is not harm to other to the consumer. We have so many program to support the entrepreneurship. One of them is mentoring by our alumni, and also give funding for them to growing, and also send them to many competition about the entrepreneurship. Is there any that I didn't answer yet? Sorry. Thank you very much. And second question, interfaith dialogue, I think Pak Rector can answer. Come, join us, Pak Rector. Boleh ya?
Within the pesantren has the concept of brotherhood. 3 level of brotherhood. Ukhuwah Islamiyah at the bottom level, which is Islamic brotherhood, and then the second level is Ukhuwah Wataniyah, nationhood brotherhood, and then the up one is Ukhuwah Insaniyah, humankind brotherhood. We Muslims, but if we have a different belief, then we level up the level of brotherhood, not the Islamic brotherhood, but nationhood brotherhood. So that is why if you come to the pesantren, so we are brothers, and do not do things to do with, let's say, insulting, harmful, and the like for our colleagues. If you hurt him, then you hurt me. So religious beliefs or multi-religious beliefs are effectively going on within the pesantren. So we are brother in Islam, we are brothers as a nation, and we are brothers as humankind. Thank you.
We are sister. Yeah, if we take up the word brothers include sisters. Yeah, yeah, because no, because in Arabic, because we are from the pesantren, in Arabic, if we take up a word, a man means lil mubalagha. It also includes women. Yeah. This is this is what I've come the belief within the pesantren. Yeah, the terminology. Brotherhood, sisterhood, Islamic sisterhood, yes. Nationhood sisterhood, yes. Humankind sisterhood, yes. If we talk about, if we say we are brothers, yeah, we are brothers. Sisters. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, give it applause for Mr. Rector.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, we have in Airlangga University. Please sit. Nanti ditanya lagi. Okay, we have a Faculty of Economic and Business, also vocational that I mentioned about the project preventing insomnia, get to know jamu, and healing without medicine is as part of the invention from the student. And the second question, I think for the second question, how to cooperation and exploring from the healing medicine from the African side, yeah, it's not only Indonesian side. Maybe Bu Leni bisa menjawab. Okay, please sit down here. Ya, bajunya udah Afrika nih. Okay. This is a real, not theory.
Okay, I try to answer your questions. First time, I want to say, of course, between Indonesia and Africa, we have very, very similar and also different. Because, you know, I know my brother from Africa, you are here. I already come to 10 countries in Africa. And then my princess already in 5 countries in Africa. So I know about your body. I know about your skin. I know about your culture. That's why they love my product because of that. And then what make me to be winner, to be the first in Africa? Because I don't shop from Indonesia. Many people, many businessmen, they want to do the business in Africa or maybe in Europe or anywhere, but especially Africa. They only shout from Indonesia. Oh, I want to business there, but never come because they are afraid about voodoo, right? Voodoo. I never afraid about voodoo. And I prove to you all how many times I came to Africa and today I'm still with you. Voodoo cannot touch me. Because why? Because I drink jamu from Indonesia. So let me make a detail. Write the good partner. Oh, okay.
From Africa, Tawadogo.
Yes.
Same from Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Cooking partnership in medicine traditional, especially jamu.
Okay, let's us to be partner. I will come to Burkina Faso. Don't worry. I prove already to you all. I business in Indonesia and Africa, and now I have my branches in 5 countries in Africa, and total of my branches is 28. I brought Indonesian girl drop out school, 128 girl in Africa already. So just trust, believe me, what I did already on right. So I want to answer with detail. Don't worry. Write the good partner, because that is the key. If you have the good partner, they will help you to promote our product. And number second, you must come to Africa, check the body of our brother and sister. Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Okay, thank you very much. If you want to know and learn more, just come to my presentation later at after lunch. Yeah, we can discuss more. Thank you. Thank you, Bu Lenny.
Okay.
Incredible. Okay,
Okay, maybe for the last question, okay, 2 of you, yes, from my left side. Then you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I think this questions is more to Prof. Darwis. Yeah, and as the initiator of Bandung Spirits, an amazing journey from 2005 until now, 2025. And Prof. Darwis mentioned about NATO. Yeah, no action, talk only. So yes, it's good. We have a lot of discussion, a lot of seminars. We launch books. Yeah, I think it needs to be more. Yeah, more actions, because now I see around the world we are in a very critical stage as a human being, as humanity. We see a loss of humanity everywhere within the government. In the plenary session in Bandung, it was a very good discussion where we talk about youth to be as a reform. We talk about UN reform as well, how we can push the French liberté, égalité, fraternité into actions, not just words. So I don't know whether there's steps where we can create like a lobby team to lobby the government and UN officials, for example, all around the world, how we can push these nations about liberté, égalité, fraternité to all nations, to all human beings in the world. So I think it is need to be more than just discussions and books. So I want to have your view, Prof. Darwis, about this, and what will be next. Thank you.
Okay, before we continue to the next question, maybe I have to welcome our Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, Bapak Mutakin, to sit alongside Prof. Muzaki. Yes. Give it applause for our Dean. Okay. Yes, you can raise your question. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the presentations. Since I am a scholar in African studies, and since I'm interested in movement and mobility of youth, especially, I wanted to ask you, Dr. Peki and Dr. Sorry, I forgot your name. It was very insightful what you have presented. I just need a clarification regarding the aspect of reciprocity between Indonesia and Africa, or even Asia and Africa, if you have insights on this. And on the other side, you were talking about enrolled students, if I remember well. Do you have programs that actually contribute to the demarginalization of the youth which is not enrolled, and to contribute thus to the real and active empowerment of youth in the society? Thank you.
So previously we have one of alumni came from the Gambia. He is one of our disabled student, and maybe he earned his doctoral degree in Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, and until now we have still contact him. Yeah. Okay. Maybe for the questions, can.
Yeah. I think it's a part of the spirit of inclusivity, that promoting value of diversity, equality, dignity, and active participation. That for your for the presentation performs of the children of Down syndrome, like with Tari Jaranan. In Airlangga University, we have special KKN, community services. We call it with GETSI, Gender Equality and Disability and Social Inclusion. So all the participant student in Indonesia and student from abroad togetherness. So I think this is maybe answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good question. I think we also have a program, special program for the students who are under the poverty line. We have a special scholarship and also exchange BDMC, we call it in Indonesia. So we also have a special scholarship for them to have to join mobility program to our partner university around the world. So of course we agree with you. No one should left behind. Thank you.
So thank you very much for your question, Pak Moshe. Let me tell you the history of Afrasi as a kind of a pilot project. No, it works. No, it's okay. Yeah, closer to the. Okay. Well, we had the support when we inaugurated our Afrasi. We organized international and interdisciplinary conference in 2023 in Burkina Faso, December 2023. And we got the support because we approached different institutions. We got the support from Chinese embassy. We got the support from Indonesian embassy. We got the support from Indian embassy. We got the support from Japanese embassy. Why? Because our ideas is to set up a training center in Africa for the youth Africa, where we introduce Asian languages in the program. Because our principle is that when we do business, it's not only about technical aspect, but also cultural dimension. When a negotiation failed, when a contract is cancelled, it's not because of technical aspect, but because of cultural dimension, because we do not understand each other, because we do not respect each other. That's why we need to learn the culture of others, of our business partners. Okay? So that's why, well, by chance, I am director of master's degree in business with Asia. And this is unique in the world where unfortunately is in France, and we do not find in other places in the world, where we train students, the future businessmen doing business with Asia. So our students have to learn, of course, technical matters like management, marketing, finance, etc., but also cultural dimension of business. So they have to learn geopolitics of Asia, history of exchange between Asia and Europe. They have to learn they have to choose one of languages of Asia. Yes, compulsory in our program. So we have 5 languages in the master's degree I'm directing. Chinese, Korean, Indonesian, Japanese, and Russian. Russia is a part of Asia because 80% of the territory of Russia is in Asia, and Central Asia are Russophone or Russian speakers. So every student has to choose one of the language during 2 years of training, and they have to do internship in the country of which they learn. So that's why I send my students to Ibu Yuli to do internship in ALIT, but we have also other students in Japan, in Korea, etc. Yeah, exactly, in the exchange program. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we try to introduce to Africa. That we set up a training in order to train the African people, African youth, how to deal with Asia. Because we worry that with the rise of Asia, there is a risk of domination by Asia to Africa. So the African people, they have to get ready to do business with Asia. So we need to train the African people, of course, how to deal with Asia. So we'll introduce the same thing. That's why we start with language training. And we have already started with the Japanese language supported by Japanese embassy. So the training is financed by Japanese embassy. And we have already talked with the Chinese embassy, Indonesian embassy, Indian embassy, etc. And the government of Burkina Faso supporting us. They gave us 5 hectares of land to set up the training center. So we are planning to develop into UNEFO. What is UNEFO? University of New Emerging Forces in Burkina Faso, which will be a training center not only for the Burkina Faso people, but the whole Africa. So it's a kind of university of friendship set up in Russia during Soviet Union, where students from Congo, from other African countries were trained in University of Friendship. So our idea is that our university be funded by Asian Partnership. So we imagine in this very small plot of land, 5 hectares, there will be a building built by Indonesian partner, building by Chinese partner, building by Indian partner. So you will see in this campus pavilion of Indonesia, pavilion of China, pavilion of Japan, of Indonesia, etc., etc. So this is our idea, and since Pak Moshe is working with investment, finance, etc., we need to collaborate so that there will be Indonesian pavilion in this University of New Emerging Forces. That's our idea. So students coming from different countries of Africa will be trained in Burkina Faso to deal with globalization, especially with Asia. It's okay, Pak Moshe. Thank you very much.
Sahabat Airlangga Forum, baru saja kita saksikan bersama Airlangga Forum edisi yang ke-249 dalam rangka memperingati konferensi Asia Afrika yang ke-70. kita mengambil topik membangun kembali semangat konferensi Asia Afrika. Dan kami ucapkan terima kasih kepada beberapa narasumber yang luar biasa kali ini, yaitu pada Profesor Muhammad Amin Alamsyah, Insinyur MSI PhD, selaku Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik, Kemahasiswaan dan Alumni Universitas Airlangga, kemudian Profesor Dr. Phil Tuti Kusbardiati, DFM PAK, selaku Guru Besar Antropologi Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik Universitas Airlangga, Profesor Ahmad Muzaki, MAG Grad Dip C. MPhil PhD, selaku Rektor Universitas Islam Negeri Sunan Ampel atau UINSA Surabaya, Profesor Darwis Kudori, University Le Havre Normandie, France. Kemudian Profesor Dr. Nisful Laila, SEMKOM, selaku Guru Besar Bidang Ilmu Keuangan Perbankan Islam, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Pinky Saptandari, EPDRA MA, selaku Dosen Ilmu Sosial, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik Universitas Airlangga, dan yang terakhir Dr. Probodaro Noyakti, S.Sub.In, M.Hub.In, selaku akademisi, peneliti dan dosen hubungan internasional, FISIP Universitas Airlangga, dan juga selaku Sekretaris Departemen Hubungan Internasional FISIP Universitas Airlangga. Kami juga mengucapkan terima kasih pada radio partner kami, yaitu Radio Persada Blitar, Suara Madiun, Suara Lamongan, RGR Tulung Agung, Praja Angkasa Trenggalek, Radio Mahardika Bondowoso, dan juga Ersal Nganjuk. Sahabat Airlangga Forum, forum global yang mengundang perwakilan pemerintah daerah, pelaku ekonomi nasional, dan penggerak energi terbarukan ini, Indonesia menegaskan komitmennya untuk memimpin dunia selatan dalam membangun masa depan yang berkeadilan, berkelanjutan, dan berdaulat. Bandung dan Surabaya menjadi simbol kebangkitan baru Asia Afrika untuk dunia yang lebih baik. Saya Ilham Dianta pamit terima kasih, semoga bermanfaat, dan sampai ketemu di Airlangga Forum edisi berikutnya. Sampai jumpa.